I was just sat here listening to a song called Vienna by Billy Joel. One of the sentences in that song is, slow down, you're doing fine. You don't have to be everything before your time, I think the words are. And I was just thinking, when I always think about this film and stuff and success in life in any area that you're doing, I think about, what does success mean? What's it mean to you to actually get the success? Are you desperate for it? Do you desire it so much that you're desperate for it? And I think about that and I think, when people get that success, you see UFC champions, they're screaming, they're crying, they're celebrating, it's nothing, it's everything. And then after that, they want to chase that feeling. And sometimes you've seen it in history where it leads to a breakdown from them. And I wonder if it's that massive desire of success that breaks them down. The desperation to achieve something, to have that success that makes you feel fulfilled. I was just listening to a podcast with, what's he called? Kenny Dalglish, Sir Kenny Dalglish. And the way he speaks, the way he talks about his success is so modest. And it almost seems like the success wasn't the point to him. While he's speaking, it's not celebrating what he's done. It was almost being appreciative and just being happy in the life that he's lived, rather than the success that he's had. He's not holding on to that success so much that it defines who he is. And that's what I was thinking about when it comes to posting videos and asking yourself, when are the views going to come? And I've been thinking about it a couple of times, how to teach it, because a part of me wants the success, but deep down, I'm not too bothered because it gives me such internal gratification. This generally helps me. It's actually fun. I'm going on holiday over the weekend and I'm thinking to myself, right, what have I got to do when it comes to this? And it dawned on me that it's not a hindrance. It's not like, I've got to do this on the weekend. I've got to stop my holiday in little parts of it, do some edit and think about these things. And don't get me wrong, I would prefer to hire someone to do it for me, but I'm not that guy yet. But the fact that I can do it on holiday, and you think about, do things that you love. And this is one of those things where I'm like, I'm happy all day doing this. Remove everything. Remove all the negative in terms of the eyes on you, the people watching you, the comments you might get, being embarrassing, being cringy, or people not liking you, people taking the mick out of you, people seeing this as a failure. The external factors that affect anyone when they're putting themselves out there in the public eye to be criticised. Remove all those factors and boil it down to the basics for me. You don't have to make a point. You don't have to be someone. You don't have to change the world. You just have to sit here and record in front of a camera and say whatever the hell you're thinking. Entertain yourself with your own thoughts in a sense. And I think, like I said, remove everything, all the background, and say, God, I enjoy this. God, I enjoy just talking about things with people. Just talking about anything with people, delving into the details of things. And when I say anything, sometimes it does have to be things that you're actually interested in yourself. But most of the times, when time passes by so quickly, it's when you're talking about things that you're so engrossed in, that you're so entertained in, that you don't even think about time. And I've had many conversations with people in life where that is the case, where you've had that experience of, oh God, is this time already? And that's what I think about when it comes to these videos, is remove all the expectation, remove all the pressure, and boil it down to the fundamentals of what are we actually doing. We're just saying thoughts. Everyone has thoughts, whether people are interested in it or not. Remove that factor. It's not in your control to get people interested in it. And I think for those people that are interested in having everyone be entertained, you're an entertainer. You're in your own section. That's for you over there. But for me, my intentions aren't to entertain. I almost don't have intentions. Remove your intentions and see what the hell happens, and be okay with just doing what you're happy doing. And sometimes you don't have to think about everything so deeply. You don't have to think about all aspects of everything. You've always got that image, or what people tell you, zoom out. You're just a monkey flying through space, a bit of ground, some earth with everything on it. And you zoom out and you say you're insignificant. So all this pressure, all this meaning that you're trying to attach to things in terms of you and who you are, and you've got to be someone, and your accomplishments make you someone, make you good enough. Zoom out and you say, you're nothing. You are literally nothing in the perspective of everything. So do what the fuck you want. Do anything that you want. Just literally be in this moment. Be in your life as a sort of moment in time. When it comes to our lifetime now, especially with phones, you are living and thinking about everything that's not now. I was going on a walk the other week around where I live and just sitting at the top of the valley and looking around and saying, imagine life without a phone here. It's a beautiful area that you're surrounded by, and life is so simple without a phone. Without any technology, you don't travel as far. Well, you do. Well, I guess you would do. You know, how far back we're going. But you don't necessarily, in your mind, you don't travel as far. You only travel when you travel. Whereas now, we're in Australia, we're in Japan, we're in America, we're in anywhere in Europe when we're on TikTok seeing things happen. You're exposed to the full world. When you don't have a phone, you do look around you. You do think, this is around me. There's nothing else on your mind so far away. Your problems are all kind of local, and there's a bit of peace in that. And there's no wonder these people who grew up 100 years ago are different to us now, because there was so much less out there to have. You wanted things that actually had a purpose to them, that actually had meaning to them. But because there's so many things, because you see so many things, you lose the meaning to things. If I give you 100 of an item, you have less meaning in it than if there was only one. That's just common sense. But because we're exposed, you might think that you have a lot around you in life, or there is a lot around you in life because of your phone. But if you just sit here and you look around at your life and you say, what are the basics? What does everything mean? And that's the same with this. I want to talk like this to people, but I'm not surrounded by people all day, so I can't do that. So my alternative is I speak and say stuff on a camera, and part of it comes from I do work all day and don't talk, because there's also moments in my life where I do just enjoy not speaking, just getting on with whatever you're doing. That's peace to me, and I love it. And then there's moments where I enjoy talking, when there's not a task to be done. I do just enjoy talking, and that's the simple basics of things. That's what I'm doing here. And there's no pressure. When you talk to Barry down the street, there's no pressure in the conversation that you're having. When you talk to your family, when you talk to your friends, there's no pressure to say something impactful, to be important. There's just be there. And it's so simple. It's such a simple factor in life that we just all forget because we kept the world connected. And I always think, I wish I could live life without a phone. It has its positives, don't get me wrong. But I wish I could just live life without a phone. But my reasoning now of having a phone, I guess there's probably always a reason for everyone. The reason I have a phone now is to film and to edit and to upload. While I'm doing that, I get caught scrolling. I get caught being entertained. And another factor is always, you want to be updated with the news. I don't know what it is. I wonder if it's this survival factor that you want to know any dangers that are going on in the world, I guess, as a base for why we do it. And it leads you into scrolling and being entertained and needing to be entertained all the time. I was wondering today, do I listen to too many opinions? Do I listen to too many people whose situations don't actually influence me? That don't actually affect me? That I'm not actually involved with? I just can't get over the fact of how would life be without phones? And it's funny because your parents and your grandparents, that's the norm. And also throughout history, that has been the norm. And we're sort of this first collective society right now that as a generation has become connected through phones, and the phone has become everything about life. And when AI is coming into it all, you think there's no chance you're getting away from it. You have to be up to date. You have to be with the times. And I wonder how much the past generation appreciated the simplicity of life. Because I imagine while you're in it, you're not ever going to understand it and appreciate it. Just like us right now, when we're looking 100 years in the future and you're saying, what's life looking like? And all the theories and people imagining what it will be like in 100 years, controlling the world and everything's automated and whatever, negatives and positives. And you look back and you say, oh, remember those times when we could switch off? We could put our phone down and live life. We had the option to do both. And you could have a phone. In fact, you could not have a phone. Do we really appreciate the time that we're in with technology? On the back of what I've been saying, I just do wonder what it's like, what life will be like the further you get away from actually existing in the world in terms of being in your surrounding. And by being in your surrounding, it's being present and it's being in your sort of ecosystem, interacting with everything that's going on. I do wonder about life. I do wonder how simple these days is life. You've not got that many dangers. The majority of people in the world haven't got that many dangers, not got that many problems, realistically. How many of us are actually threatened day to day with death, like we used to be in history? And how much we actually take that for granted? How much do we take our safety for granted? For most people in the world, obviously you've got things going on at the moment when it comes to wars and whatnot, but like me, where I'm living, the country I'm living in, there's nothing close to that right now. And life is simple. Got your own time to do anything that you want. And part of your day, you earn money. You work, you give up your time, you contribute to society in some way, whether you like it or not. Most people don't see the two choices that they have in the life, in the day-to-day of, you can either sit and moan about the day that you're having and hate the life and the moment that you're in, which is what a lot of people are doing at the moment who are depressed, just hate the situation, are angry and upset with themselves and life and think it's not fair. You can either look at life like that, or you can look at the side of life that you have, the simplicities to life, and remove the things that complicate everything. But a lot of people don't realize the free will that you actually have to say, no, I don't need that in my life, like a phone. We make excuses and we don't actually try and pay attention and figure out how to remove these things. I'm sure if I sat down and thought of a way, I could remove a phone. I could remove all apps off my phone, restrict anything like that, and just figure out a way to upload without having to be able to scroll. You can sit and get past these excuses that you make of why your life gets more complicated. I wonder if it's realistic to say that life is just genuinely so simple. In a way, it is complex, don't get me wrong, but the way you can live your life could be so simple in comparison to how it feels sometimes right now. But I'll stop blabbering on. Peace.